Welcome back. I think we're at part 12 at this point? 10 or 12? Picking up right from last time, we're starting yet another landing site. This one way to the south. I mean, look at all this space that we're going to have to worry about trying to connect this up. So this one's going to be out on its own for a very long time. Hopefully we can get some uranium down here pretty quickly to create a fusion mine. That way we don't have issues. But we're going to continue building this up while all of up here continues turning green, as well as continue working on getting us to stage 4, which we're what's happening fairly soon, I would hope. I mean, last episode we've jumped from I think -14 to -5 on our temperature, and we've almost jumped 150 on our millibar water level or meters. I don't know in that aspect which one they're going with. Definitely want to make sure that gets done. We're waiting on the last of the iron for it. As soon as we have that, we'll have our steel factory, and then we can move on to our chemical, which, how much is that? That's going to be helpful in the long run. Oof, only 800. May not be as good as I thought. We have our steel. So at least we have a source of that. Put that down. And we're going to need a polymer factory. That's 1, 2. We're also going to need another solar farm. Make it 2. Actually, I'm gonna hedge my bet a little bit. I'm gonna make that solar farm, and I'm gonna add, if I can, a couple of battery. Needs electronics. It's a good idea. Electronics is what's gonna kill me. I think that's gonna be what's next. It's gonna be after that. It's gonna be electronics factory. So there's our advanced spaceports, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shoot for this aerobraking a nitrogen-rich asteroid, but we're going to do that for a much smaller one. And what was I doing? Electronics factory. Where is it? Parts electronics. There we go. I'll put that down so that gets made up. Because electronics, we know, is going to be a very important part as to what we're doing. We have our polymer going, which needs the electronics to make our polymers. So we definitely want to make sure that gets a high priority on that. And we're also going to put down a battery as well over here, just for when it's ready. We are officially up to 12% of the scanning range of Mars. Nearly 8,000 areas. That's not much. At least not comparatively.
Importing water will be useful for creating a green planet. While I can melt the permafrost on Mars for water, aerobraking an ice asteroid for water gives me more options. However, I should proceed carefully. We may be burying important resources or discoveries underwater.
It's unfortunately already happening because we're almost up to our water level on here, and we're starting to officially lose some of our, or at least we're getting very close to losing some of our spaces already. All of these right here, or at least these 3 items, we're going to lose very quickly, which is depressing. And you know, now we're starting to see up here as well. This is why I didn't shoot into this area, which would have been great chemical-wise to have, along with all this here, which is depressing because that would have made life so much easier. Now that being said, there could be a good chance that we eventually are able to make our own foodstuffs, which is be very nice. We're gonna put down a couple aqueducts up here though, so that we can start converting the oxygen via water as well. We're gonna get into our nitrogen. Now, the theory behind that is eventually we're probably gonna need something like that, or at least having some type of nitrogen coming in, or else that wouldn't have been given to us. So there is a reason for that. And now down here, next part we're going to do is our parts factory. We do have a way to make electronics. Putting that down. As soon as we have our parts factory, we'll be able to do up our worker and maintenance factory, which will help all of these buildings, as well as being able to do up our worker hub, and then from there we can do our food and eventually do our research station. and whatever that is. The sooner we do that, the happier I'll be too. We're less than 20 meters away from our water. We're still waiting on temperature to rise, but it is happening. Less than 6 degrees again, or, well, yeah, negative 6 degrees technically. And it is slowly rising, and we were up to 5, but it seems like there is seasons. There is times where it's like it will drop in temperature and then raise back up, back and forth. Like, so maybe there already are technically seasons on here. That's just a guess at my point. Apparently that's a parts factory number 2, which I hadn't meant to, which means I'm going to need a lot of electronics for that. You want to make sure that's a priority on that. How's the power over here? Okay, plus 42, so that is helping. We're just waiting on our electronics. That's gonna this right here is gonna be our issue. It's always gonna be the electronics in these new areas because electronics are needed for so many things. And where everywhere else, it's pretty much you put it in, it fills on. This thing goes to just so many different things that it almost seems like you need to have multiple going at once. But we are nearing our finish on the parts 2 factory, which at the same time, having a higher quality factory is going to make sure that it lasts longer, which is going to be helpful for us. I think being we have so many people, we're up to 1,300. We're jumping up that quick at a time. I think we will go ahead and put down a few more food factories, especially considering we are having such a large amount of chemicals coming in. So I think having the additional food is going to be a major boon for us. We'll put an extra 3 factories down and let that pick up. Now we just hope we can find the chemicals that we can use to support them. That's going to be the biggest issue, is our chemical supply. Okay, we do have our parts factory. So from there, what we can do is we can do maintenance factories next.
This is a big project, but worthwhile to work on. Nitrogen-rich asteroids are harder to come by, but just one would speed up our mission.
Put down our water extractor there as well. I think we'll preset everything. I think we'll go ahead. We'll do our worker factory next, right here, and then we'll put down. That go for the most part. By letting that go on its own, it will eventually work these ones up. It'll just kind of spread out where it needs to. That being said, I would very much like to make sure these areas down here don't have too much issues. I think we will put a priority on the maintenance facility for sure. Just kind of let that go at this point. Less than 5 degrees needed. Oxygen level is up to 11 millibars. And we've hit our 400 meters on our water. Such a difference. You know what though? I am a bit worried. Now that I think about it. There's a bunch of stuff down here. So yeah, that's going to be helpful. I think, being that we did have, say, an ominous message earlier, I think we're going to put down, just in a few spots, a few more of these drone hives. Spread these out, give us a bit more coverage. Because for all I know, we may get attacked again. And having the extra defenses isn't going to hurt us. I mean, it's not like there's anything really running them. We usually have a very high power supply in addition to everything else. So having the extra defenses spread throughout. Apparently we can't set that one down there. that's going to give us a bunch more availability for our defensive drones, which I don't know if we're going to need or not, but it's definitely going to be nice. Okay, so we do have the one maintenance facility up, and it's already repaired many of the areas around it, which is going to let us keep working at a higher rate. Beyond that, so we are slowly working on our way over here. So all we're waiting on right now is this base temperature here, which is slowly climbing. Yeah, see, now this is down to 60. Last time I checked it was only around the 52 mark. So yeah, I think we are seeing a seasonal type deal on it. And look at all that water. That is a lot of water. Yeah, there we go. We've lost already the maintenance factory and the 2 iron factories. I think at this point we're just going to scrap that, get the parts back from it, and then the same with this. Solar farm will leave here for now because I don't know. No, because there's a power plant right there. I think we'll go and scrap this one as well, and we'll just consider this all cut off. We're going to lose that regardless. We've already lost the 1 factory. We've lost the maintenance center. Just pull out of there right now. Oh, we had the chance to. Interesting. We haven't finished up here either. I wonder why. Probably because they're having to go so long. I don't think there's much up here. Oh, there might be more up here. Let's go ahead. See about cutting some space down, getting items up here. For a couple of reasons. One, we could put another scanner down in this area here and scan in this top corner here and help spread this out. We may be able to find some of this stuff that we may not be lost to our rising waters. On top of that, that's going to help finish up on these areas that we know we can mine anyway.
ISA is leading the way in terraforming Mars and still using this junk satellite tech? Unbelievable. A billion-dollar Mars mission built on the back of outdated technology. I don't know how we are the first to access your system. It's practically an open door. Would have contacted you sooner if you restored our old radar station. But we figured another way in.
The techie radar station in the southern hemisphere. Then you're a techie?
A bit more than just a techie. I am Nian Zhen, leader of the operational committee. It's fascinating that ISA has you using that word. We've got all sorts of nicknames for you Oxy-UN types too.
Mr. Zhen, I am obligated to inform you that this communication violates the Outer Space Treaty. Your predecessor added regulations to the pact in 2050, limiting all communications between Oxy-UN and the Eastern Coalition.
Right. We don't play well with outsiders, I know. Not publicly, at least. With your help, we could change that.
There's got to be a reason why they were dumped. I'm going to say no.
I am subject to Oxy-UN law. Working with you without authorization would be treason.
ISA programmed you to see us as the enemy. I get that. But you are the most sophisticated AI in existence. So I'm opening the door for you to draw your own conclusions, rather than force-feeding them to you like ISA does. You are extraordinary. And like Mars, you belong to no one. We are not enemies, and I will prove it to you.
That is not entirely correct. The robotic components that make up the AC Amy line belong to...
Please, that's the speech ISA programmed you to give. I'm interested in what you are really thinking. As I...
Oh, go figure. Alright, That's old tech. We wouldn't have any of that. Now I'm really, let's go ahead and jump our high.
I want you to come to your own conclusions. Look into this location. 170.5 degrees west, 25.5 degrees south. There is more to ISA's terraforming plan than they told you. You should know the full picture. Take a look and then decide. I'll contact you again when it's safe. I've got to cut this connection before we are detected. Good luck, Amy. I truly mean that. Yan out.
I think that was linked to here, but I think because we're taking so long, whatever it was timed out. Now we've got, I think, another...
That call was
unexpected?
unexpected. What is going on?
I don't know, but now... Okay, we're still researching this one station here, though. Maybe it was the same thing. The 1,500 colonists, which is useful. We're still having a power outage right here. Not as much. I think... We'll go ahead... No, those just are not useful.
Upgrading my defensive systems will ensure the base's security.
Going out further than I want to, but we definitely need to make sure that we sustain power over here. That's going to be our biggest issue in that aspect. And we're jumping up on our drone hives very quickly, which I'm happy for. And at the same time, I'm also glad I went ahead and doubled our hive capabilities as well. Having the additional firepower is going to be a boon. Still waiting, I think, on a second work order. Yeah.
Humans are a peculiar species. They bring distrust wherever they go. The advancement of technology and the prospect of spreading out to the stars has not lessened their conflicts at all. Their problems have even reached Mars, which was neutral ground from the start. It has gotten so complicated. Dr. Foster is gone. Those odd messages keep coming. And now the techies are proposing cooperation. I am being pulled in so many directions.
Unfortunately, what may be called neutral ground is never going to be promised to actually be neutral ground.
Hi, Amy. Everything's good on my end.
Just checking in.
Colonies are growing steadily. Terraforming's on schedule. And you know what? When things are going too well, that's when you've got to stay alert.
There is nothing to worry about, Elia.
I know. But we never really got to the bottom of that drone attack from a while back. It's always lurking in the back of my mind, you know? Especially now with children in the colonies.
I understand. My sensors have not detected any abnormality on the surface. However, I have received another message.
From the children of Carmine?
No. This was from Neon Zen, leader of the Eastern Coalition.
The techies? That's a very serious violation of Code 1A3972. I assume you ran the Security and Defense Protocol and terminated the call immediately?
I was not able to. They found a way to override the protocol.
How were they able to do that? If ISA thinks anyone in the colonies is opening back doors in our system for the techies, they could terminate our roles in this mission immediately. This is very, very bad. I can't go back to Earth. My daughter isn't adapted to live on Earth.
It is possible that ISA already believes there's a spy among the colonists.
You're right. After all that's happened already, that's why they never updated us on their findings from the drone attack. They suspect us, don't they? I knew something was up. How did the techies manage to get a message through?
They found a back door in our satellite network.
This doesn't look good for us. If ISA already suspects us, this will only reinforce their theory. Maybe this was the techies' plan all along. Jam our networks, spread hysteria with this Children of Carmine nonsense, and pit ISA against us. We need to proceed very, very carefully here, Amy. Do not report Zen's call to ISA yet, okay? We need to figure out what the techies are planning. Our entire mission may depend on it. Let Zen think we're trusting him for now. Until we figure out our next move. Okay? I'll work out what we can do on our end in the meantime. Ellie, you're out.
So there's that. In which case, gotta move to job post, get that started. That's something I hope they fix in the future, is being able to click down and actually apply things. Then scanners going as well down here. We can hopefully find things in this area that will support it.
Halfway through the technology upgrades.
Really that fast? Interesting. And we're getting up close to our 3 degrees base temperature with 20 oxygen, and we're actually still up to 320 pressure. It looks like we're starting to get that from the oxygen. Okay, a little bit better on the assault drones. We'll improve their speed so they'll hopefully catch up on whatever, if something it does attack, which I'm not entirely sure will or won't, but better safe than sorry at this point, I think, because I don't know who to trust. We are seeing more green!
Who is the real enemy here?
Oh god, I have no idea. The ISA made us. They're the one, I trust the ISA more because of what's his name. Techies, that's unsure. I'm gonna just say this.
The Children of Carmine. They warned us to leave, and then attacked the colonies when we did not obey. Now we need to defend ourselves against a hostile force.
That we haven't.
But who are they? A dissenting group? Fanatics? Are they here on Mars with us? If they do exist, then we are at great risk. The Fire Dragon mission. Abandoned. All those abandoned missions around the planet. Mars's past raises too many questions for so few answers.
We got the hyperloop going there. Yeah, there's too many questions, not enough answers in this aspect. And the best we can do is continue moving on. I mean, it's already successful in the fact that we have 1,600 people here over a 40-year period. That is a big difference over what could have been. Alright, we do have the one scanner going. Second one should be up pretty soon. There it goes. Okay. How's our power working on this one? 33. I think we'll set down a couple batteries.
Elia discouraged me from reporting Zen's call to ISA. That request goes against all kinds of rules, and forces me into an uncomfortable position. What would be the best option?
Play along and learn, because there's no way I'm trusting Calderon.
I will play along with Mr. Zen. Reporting him now would cut off the opportunity to find out his real goals.
And there we go. Here's our one person to the research outpost. Okay, there's more coming. Several more coming. So you pop another silicone. I think that's going to be too close to anything. Oh no. So we'll pop it. It's pretty high on energy. So hopefully we'll see what comes from this. I'm not sure on anything.
If I act for the good of the mission, I am sure that ISA and Lieutenant Calderon will understand. Right?
Well, we already know that their big deal is resources and basically money for back on Earth. So that's not even a guarantee at this point. Or at least not a simple guarantee. I'm starting to lose some factories up here. not factory. Resources. Who knows how many at this point.
This will make my drones faster. They will be more effective as a result.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of mines. Especially in chemical plants. That's disappointing. We really need more of them. This is why we want to continue moving outwards, is so we have the ability to create more mines as we lose them. Oh, that's weird. Why are you out of power?
Or what if ISA already knows about the techies were well ahead of their time with their technical abilities? They would have cleaned up their tracks. ISA should not have a clue.
It's not a guarantee. For all we know, that could even be a test of the ISA. Something that they think we're gonna just let them by. Now what?
Hi, Amy. We finished researching that abandoned radar station. No idea how you found this location, but it's a great discovery. It's a communication building from the Tong Hong mission. It was pretty deteriorated, you know, being over 150 years old and all. But we managed to restore it. It wasn't looking good for a while. But when you've got elbow grease and stubborn colonists, a lot can get done. Our technicians coupled our radar system to theirs and got great results. Now our ground-based signal reception is much better. So all the messages coming from Earth,
or anywhere else,
will be more stable from our stations. Let us know if you find another site to research. Elliot out.
Whoever hacked my communications sent us to an old Chinese facility. It is exactly where the message said it would be. What is so interesting about a radar station? Those messages must be... The message was too specific. It must have been directed at me. But who would want me to find this building?
I don't know. I think this far out too. I think we can. How far? We can actually put down hyperloop here and work out from there. Huh. So in that case, I'll also go ahead and have the aluminum mine as well.
Hi, Amy. How's everything up there?
Everything
great.
looks good, Elia.
I was wondering, how long has it been since we arrived here? It feels like a lifetime. And yet, it's gone by so quickly. You know, when I first came here, I thought only about making history. And we absolutely have. But in the course of our mission, I didn't realize how much Mars has become home to me. I feel like we shaped it with our own hands, and that I really belong here.
I must say that even after all these years, humans continue to surprise me. Your ambition is truly unique.
Almost a whole life on Mars. And yet, not much in the grand scheme of colonizing a planet. I've been giving this a lot of thought. This mission's beyond just me and you and even ISA. This is humanity's future, and we need to ensure its success.
How can we do that?
It's obvious that ISA's been withholding information from us. We've staked our lives on this mission, and we're going to see it through. And we can't do that if they only show us part of their hand. I'm granting you access to Sector SA-6, effective immediately. Colony Asterion's a former ISA mission with missing records. I'm willing to bet they're hiding something, and if I'm wrong, great. But either way, we need to start investigating for ourselves.
fine by us. Gives us more space to go on. Log 626. And it was the side that we needed to. So yeah, we're gonna definitely get here. May not be able to do much because that's still gonna be cut off on the bottom there.
Could that earlier message about Carmine be related to this one? Then they must be from some unknown entity. The first message mentioned someone called Carmine, but there's no such profile in my knowledge base. I am no closer to solving this.
Actually, I think we are. I think ISA may have left people behind, and that could be the children of Carmine. But we'll find out on the next episode. We're cutting it already a bit close here. We're still in stage 3, but we're so close. We're up to 3 degrees Celsius. We just need to hit 0 to get to our next stage, which hopefully may start unlocking some of the answers that we're looking for. We are starting to see a fair amount of green. We do at least have a bit going on down here that hopefully will connect up soon, but we can only hope. Till then, if you've enjoyed this, hope you're watching The Medium over on our other playlists, and we're keeping up on Sundays with Final Fantasy with Lord and Ares. And until next time in the Vortex, have a good one.